if I told you that a single sentence, just a few well-placed words spoken at the right moment, could instantly make a woman feel drawn to you? Not because of how you look, not because of your career, but because what you said reached something deep within her. Something emotional, something authentic. What if the way you spoke could make her pause, smile, and start to see you differently? And you didn't have to impress her or prove anything. The 6 phrases I'm about to share with you today aren't cheap tricks, they're meaningful tools. These are grounded in psychology, emotion, and the real ways people connect. When said in the right moment, these phrases ignite something inside her: curiosity, interest, and emotional resonance. They change the dynamic. Instead of you being the one constantly chasing, something inside her begins to gravitate toward you. Here's the thing. When you truly understand how women feel and emotionally connect, and you speak in a way that reaches into that emotional space, the need to pursue starts to disappear. She begins to sense something rare about you, something worth holding on to. These aren't lines she'll forget easily. These phrases linger in her thoughts long after the conversation ends. Before we jump in, take a moment to do something valuable. Hit that subscribe button. Doing so not only supports your own growth, but it helps this message reach more men around the globe. Men who are tired of being overlooked, done with the friend zone, and ready to be seen for who they truly are. Your support fuels this channel, and when the channel grows, so does our ability to help more men transform their lives, including yours. Now, let's get into the words that touch her heart, even before she understands why. Phrase 1. You have a unique way about you. I like that. Most guys try to get a woman's attention by complimenting her appearance. They say things like, "You're really beautiful," or "You look stunning tonight." And while those compliments can sound sweet, women hear them constantly. It's not that they don't enjoy kind words, they do. But many of those comments feel generic, like they've been recycled 100 times. They don't feel deeply personal. They don't trigger real emotion. But then there's this quiet, powerful line. "You have a unique way about you. I like that." And everything shifts. This phrase doesn't just offer attention, it delivers recognition, and that's what many women crave. Not just to be seen, but to be felt. It's subtle, it's intriguing, it makes her pause and wonder. What did he notice? What stood out to him? Maybe it was the way she told a story, the way she laughed without hesitation, or the passion in her voice when she talked about something she cared about. That's when her mind begins to turn, trying to figure out what you saw in her that others might have missed. And that is where the emotional connection begins. Not through showing off, not through flirting, but through curiosity and mystery. You're not handing her all the answers. You're offering a glimpse, and that makes her want to know more about what you saw, about you. Now, here's how to use this line effectively. Don't drop it just to sound interesting. Use it during a real moment, when she laughs in a way that's unfiltered, or shares a personal story, or talks about something with passion. That's your cue. Pause. Let the moment breathe. Look at her with calm, steady energy. Then say simply and slowly, "You have a unique way about you. I like that." The tone matters. Say it like you just discovered something rare, something meaningful. Don't say it quickly. Don't over-explain it. The strength of this phrase lies in how natural and unforced it feels. You're not trying to charm her. You're seeing her. And that's powerful. Because here's a truth many men don't realize. Most women feel emotionally overlooked. Sure, people may compliment how they look, but very few notice the way they think, how they speak, or what lights them up inside. This phrase changes that. You're saying, "I see something special in you that others don't." And when a woman feels truly seen like that, she'll want to open up more. She'll want to show you more of who she is. And over time, she'll associate that feeling of being seen with you. That emotional imprint lasts far longer than any pickup line ever could. So yes, use this phrase, but only when it's real. Say it with the calm confidence of a man who actually pays attention. That moment will stay with her, and so will you. Phrase 2. I like women who know what they want. This is one of those phrases that most guys overlook, but its power lies in how subtle and layered it truly is. On the surface, it might sound like just another compliment, but deep down, it's something much more. It's a quiet standard, a gentle challenge, a filter. What most men do, especially when they're into a woman, is instinctively try to win her over. They start saying things they think she'll like, agreeing too quickly, smiling a little too much, and putting in extra effort to seem funny, smart, or impressive. Without meaning to, they flip the dynamic. Suddenly, she becomes the prize, and he's the one proving himself. He's auditioning, chasing, and whether or not she consciously realizes it, that kind of energy starts to feel predictable, and eventually a little dull. But when you calmly look her in the eye, composed and confident, and say, "I like women who know what they want," something shifts. You're no longer trying to get her approval, you're showing your values. You're setting a tone. You're expressing what matters to you. It moves the frame from "am I good enough for her" to "is she aligned with what I'm looking for?" It's a subtle shift, but one that changes everything. Now she's wondering, do I seem confident enough for him? Do I look like someone who's clear about what I want? Am I meeting his expectations? That little internal question starts to grow, and that's the root of real attraction. This phrase signals that you're not just available to anyone, and that alone makes you stand out. Here's the psychology behind why it works so well. Women admire clarity. Clarity in a man's thoughts, his purpose, and his values. When you say, "I like women who know what they want," you're not just talking about her. You're revealing your own clarity by what you're attracted to. And clarity like that, it's powerful. It feels grounded, confident, and dependable. Now, timing is everything with this phrase. Use it in the right moments, when she's making a confident decision, when she expresses her views clearly, or shares what she wants out of life. That's when you look her in the eye, give a calm nod, and say with sincerity, "I like women who know what they want." And then pause. Let it sit. Don't soften it. Don't follow up with a smile or a joke. You're not saying it to flatter her. You're expressing your truth. And when that truth is backed by calm energy, it pulls her toward you. This also works incredibly well if she asks, "What kind of women do you like?" Instead of fumbling with vague replies like, "I don't really have a type," or "someone who's nice," you say it straight. "I like women who know what they want." That answer alone sets you apart, because it's strong and self-assured. And instantly she'll be measuring herself against that standard. But here's the important part. Once you say it, you have to live it. If you claim to value confident, decisive women, but then chase someone who's flaky, insecure, or unsure, your words start to lose their meaning. Stay consistent. Stay grounded. When you do, she'll feel the difference. She'll sense that you're not just speaking to impress, you're aligned with your own values. That's when the shift happens. She leans in. She becomes more invested in the conversation. She wants to be the kind of woman you just described. And that's not manipulation, it's magnetism. It creates a healthier dynamic, one where both of you are showing up with real energy, not games. So keep this in mind. Speak not to impress, but to express. Express your values and let your presence back them up. That one line, "I like women who know what they want," can flip the script from you chasing her to her asking how she can hold your attention. Phrase 3. That's what I like most about you. This phrase may seem small, almost casual at first, but when it's said in the right moment, with the right tone and energy, it can carry a powerful emotional punch. It's not just another compliment, it's a reflection, a moment of genuine recognition. You see, most compliments women receive focus on the external. "You're beautiful. I love your dress. Your smile is amazing." Those are nice, sure, but they don't last. They don't leave a deep imprint. Why? Because every guy says them, and most of the time, those words skim the surface. They're easy to say without actually knowing her. But when you say, "That's what I like most about you," and you're speaking about something real, something beyond looks, everything changes. This phrase tells her that you're not just listening to her words. You're tuning in to the meaning behind them. You're paying attention not just to what she does, but to why she does it. Let's break it down. Imagine she's sharing a story about her life. Not just what she does, but something deeper, what drives her, what matters to her. Maybe she lights up when she talks about helping people. Maybe you notice a quiet strength in how she speaks about something personal. That's your moment. Slow the pace, lock eyes gently, speak with a clear, calm tone. "That's what I like most about you." Then follow it with something meaningful. like the way you care so deeply, it's rare. Then stop. Let the silence hold. That pause is crucial, because it allows your words to land, not as flattery, but as truth. You're not saying this to make her like you. You're letting her know that you see her. Not just what's on the outside, but something much more important. And when a woman feels genuinely seen, not just liked or admired, she opens up. She feels safe, relaxed, real. That's when true connection happens. But here's the key. You can't use this phrase just to sound deep. You have to mean it. Only say it when she's showing you her real self. Maybe she's being generous without needing attention. Maybe she tells you about a difficult decision she had to make. Maybe she's speaking with a quiet confidence that shows you who she really is. That's your cue. That's when you slow it down and say, that's what I liked most about you. Say it like you've just discovered something rare. Not for effect, not to win her over, just as a truth that's risen to the surface. And here's the beauty of this phrase. It doesn't just make her feel appreciated. It subtly shapes how she sees herself. You're reflecting something back to her that maybe no one has ever pointed out. And that moment stays with her. It's the kind of moment she'll replay in her mind, the kind that makes her smile when she's alone, because you didn't compliment her style or her smile, you complimented the spirit behind her words. And that, more than anything else, is what makes her feel something lasting. So remember, real attraction isn't just physical, it's emotional. When you can make her feel deeply valued for who she is, not just what she looks like, you create a bond that most men never even get close to. That's what I like most about you. Simple words, deep impact. Phrase 4, you make things feel easy to talk about. At first glance, this line might seem soft or subtle, but don't let that fool you. It taps into one of the deepest emotional needs a woman has, the need to feel safe, emotionally open, and accepted for who she really is. In today's world, just like men, women carry emotional pressure, expectations, past hurts, invisible roles they feel they have to play. And often in conversations, especially with men trying to impress, they feel the need to filter themselves, to stay on, to edit what they say or how they say it. But when you look at her, grounded, sincere, and say, you make things feel easy to talk about, something changes. You're not just acknowledging what she said, you're recognizing how she makes you feel. And not with flattery, but with emotional presence. You're telling her, I feel open around you. I don't have to overthink, I can just be. And when she hears that, her guard begins to lower. She relaxes. Because now, you're not just listening, you're valuing the space between the words. Let's go deeper. This phrase isn't only about comfort, it's about connection. When someone feels easy to talk to, walls start coming down. The masks disappear. That's when people start showing you who they really are. And here's what's important. Saying this doesn't make you look weak. It shows strength in vulnerability. You're not afraid to name a real moment. And that makes you rare. Use this line when it feels natural. Maybe she's just shared a story from her past or opened up about something personal. Maybe you're both laughing freely or drifting into a deep conversation that feels surprisingly effortless. That's your moment. You look at her, calm and steady, and say, you make things feel easy to talk about. Not flashy, not dramatic, just real. Say it like a quiet realization you've just come to, something you didn't expect but genuinely feel. Then let the silence hold. No need to explain. Let her feel it. Because what she'll hear beneath the words is this: with you, I can breathe. And that feeling, that's what she'll replay later. She'll think, why did it feel so natural talking to him? Why did I feel more like myself when I was with him? That's emotional imprint, and that's what makes you unforgettable. Now, here's a tip. Don't try to force this phrase. It only works if the moment is authentic. If you truly feel at ease and you feel like she's creating a space where you can be more open, then say it. Not before. And please, don't say it with a smirk or a performance. Say it with calm honesty, the kind that comes from presence, not pretense. Because when a woman feels that you genuinely enjoy the space she creates, the energy she brings, she will want to give you more of it. She'll open up further. She'll let you into parts of herself she usually hides. And that builds trust. Trust builds connection. And connection leads to natural, lasting attraction. So use this phrase with intention. You make things feel easy to talk about. Let it be a moment, not a tactic. A mirror, not a move. That's the kind of experience she won't forget. Phrase 5. There's something about the way you think that I really respect. This phrase is subtle, but its impact runs deep. That's because it doesn't just touch on attraction, it taps into something far more rare and powerful: intellectual and emotional respect. Most men never go there. They focus on a woman's looks, maybe her energy, maybe even her personality. But the way her mind works, the way she thinks, sees the world, processes emotion, or expresses ideas, that's a layer few ever take the time to notice, let alone appreciate. So when you pause, look her in the eye and say, "There's something about the way you think that I really respect," it hits in a completely different way. You're not just complimenting her intelligence, you're noticing the style of her mind. You're appreciating the vibe of how she processes the world. And that, to her, feels both rare and personal. Here's what you're doing when you say this. First, you're showing depth. You're not just seeing her as someone attractive or fun. You're connecting with how she reasons, how she feels, how she interprets life. That creates emotional gravity. Second, you're sparking curiosity. As soon as you say it, she's going to wonder, what part of my thinking stood out to him? What did I say that made him respect me? That question loops in her mind, and you stay in her thoughts long after the moment passes. Third, you're shifting how she sees you. Because now you're not just another guy giving compliments. You're someone who recognizes what really matters. And that positions you as someone valuable. Someone who doesn't seek shallow validation, but gives meaningful recognition. Now let's talk about the right moment to use this phrase. This works best when she's being thoughtful. When she's talking about her values, her purpose, or something that genuinely matters to her. Maybe she shares an opinion about life or relationships. Maybe she tells you about a decision she made. Maybe she's revealing a piece of her worldview in a way that's intentional and clear. That's when you let the moment breathe. You look at her with quiet attention and say, calmly, "There's something about the way you think that I really respect." Then stop. Don't follow it with a big explanation. Don't dilute the power by saying, "Because you're really smart," or "You remind me of someone." That kills the effect. Let the phrase stand. Let her sit with it. Because in that space of silence, the meaning expands. She feels seen, not just as a woman, but as a thinker, as a human being. And that kind of connection creates emotional depth most men never reach. Here's another layer of this. When you say this and mean it, even if you disagree with her, you're still building intimacy. Because respect doesn't always mean agreement. It means admiration for how she thinks, not just what she thinks. A powerful way to use this is right after she shares something personal, something that reveals how she sees the world. If it catches your attention, if it makes you pause or reflect, that's your cue. Say it slowly. Say it with a presence that shows you're not just impressed, you're moved. There's something about the way you think that I really respect. It doesn't need to be dramatic. In fact, it's the quiet way you say it that makes it powerful. Because at its core, this phrase gives her something that goes beyond charm or compliments. It offers validation, not of her looks, but of her mind. And women, especially those who are thoughtful, self-aware, and emotionally intelligent, never forget the men who see them on that level. So don't underestimate this phrase. Don't rush it. Don't overuse it. Use it when it's real. Use it when the moment calls for honesty, not performance. Use it when something about her thinking actually moves you. Because when you say this with authenticity, you leave an imprint, not just in the moment, but in her memory. Phrase 6. You don't have to try so hard with me. I like the real you. Out of all the phrases we've gone through, this one might be the most disarming and also the most powerful. But not because it flatters her. No, it's powerful because it frees her. In a world where so many women feel constant pressure to look perfect, to say the right things, to be charming, funny, or on all the time, this one sentence tells her something she almost never hears. You're enough, as you are. You don't need to perform with me. Most men, without realizing it, contribute to that pressure. They react too strongly to her appearance. They compliment only her surface. They bring an energy of needing to be entertained. Or worse, they perform themselves, trying to win her attention instead of creating space for something real. But when you sit across from her, grounded, composed, and you say with quiet assurance, "You don't have to try so hard with me. I like the real you." You break that entire pattern. You're not seeking performance. You're giving permission. You're giving her a moment to exhale. And here's why that matters so much. Emotional safety is magnetic. When she feels like she doesn't need to impress you or hide behind filters or polished energy, she relaxes. And in that relaxation, true connection becomes possible. Now, this phrase is not a pickup line. It's not meant to be said to every woman or tossed around casually. It only works when you're present enough to see the real her. When you notice she's maybe trying a little too hard, talking fast, laughing loud, doing more than she needs to, you offer her a reset. You lean in just a little. You lower your voice, not dramatically, just naturally, and say, "You don't have to try so hard with me. I like the real you." Let your tone carry the truth of the moment. No bravado, no winks, just presence. And the second you say it, watch her. You'll notice something shift. Her shoulders drop, her eyes soften, her smile becomes more natural, her breathing slows, because for once she's not being evaluated, she's being accepted. This phrase tells her, "You don't need to perform to be worthy of my attention." That message? That's rare, and rare is unforgettable. Now let's be clear, this only works if it's real. If you say this too early, or without the energy to back it up, it feels manipulative or false. But when you mean it, when her guard starts slipping and you actually prefer the authentic version of her, that's your window. Say it gently, like something you just noticed and needed to say out loud. And don't add anything afterward. Don't say, "I mean, you're cool either way." Just leave it there. Let her take it in. Let her sit in that freedom. Because here's the deeper truth. Most people, men and women, spend their lives trying to be enough. And when someone looks at them and says, "You already are," it changes everything. It creates a kind of bond that doesn't come from shared interests or flirting. It comes from emotional honesty. And that's what will make her remember you long after the conversation ends. Not because you dazzled her, but because you saw her. You made her feel like the version of herself she usually hides is exactly the one worth showing. So when the moment is right, and she's letting her guard drop even a little, give her that freedom. Look at her with calm certainty and say, "You don't have to try so hard with me. I like the real you." It will stay with her. Now that we've gone through all 6 phrases, here's the bigger truth. These aren't tricks. These aren't lines meant to impress. They're emotional keys, small intentional expressions that unlock something deep in the people you're speaking to. Because when you stop trying to prove yourself and start connecting from a calm, grounded place, everything changes. You're not just saying words anymore. You're creating moments. Moments she won't forget. Moments that stand out in a world full of shallow attention. So speak less, mean more. Let your words match your energy. When you do that, the right woman will feel it, and she won't forget you. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.